Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber Security Plus podcast. This series helps you prepare for the CompTIA Security Plus exam with focused explanations and practical context. For a companion study guide, check out the Achieve CompTIA Security Plus 701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. It is the most concise and complete Security Plus guide on the market, built for busy professionals who want to pass the exam fast and on their first try. You can find this book and others at cyberauthor.me. No matter how detailed your incident response plan is or how powerful your security tools are, they won't be effective unless your people are trained to use them. Technology cannot respond to an incident, people do. That's why training and testing are essential components of any mature incident response program. In this episode, we focus on two critical practices: training your personnel for incident response and testing your capabilities through exercises and simulations. Let's begin with training personnel. Effective incident response starts with people who know what to do, how to do it, and when to act. This doesn't happen by accident. It requires structured, regular, and role-specific training that prepares every team member for their responsibilities in a high-pressure situation. Training should be tailored to each participant's function. A security analyst needs to understand how to triage alerts, analyze logs, and document evidence. A system administrator needs to know how to isolate endpoints, revoke access, or rebuild systems. Legal and HR representatives need to understand the communication and compliance aspects. And executives need to know how to manage crisis communications and decision-making under stress. Training also reinforces communication and coordination. One of the most common issues during incidents is confusion about who's responsible for what. Training clears that up. It builds muscle memory. Everyone should know who leads, who escalates, and who documents. They should know where to find the response plan, how to access incident response tools, and how to reach the right people, even in off-memory. Let's walk through a real-world example. A manufacturing company invests in incident response training for its IT and security staff. Each team member receives training modules tailored to their role. Analysts study detection and triage, administrators focus on containment, and managers receive scenario-based decision-making exercises. 6 months later, the company is targeted by a ransomware campaign. Because of the training, the team immediately follows protocol. They isolate systems, contact legal, and initiate recovery. There is no panic, no wasted time, and no missteps. The company contains the threat within hours, minimizing damage and downtime. Regular training should also include updates on emerging threats. Attack methods evolve. Phishing emails become more convincing. Malware becomes stealthier. Keeping your team up to date helps them recognize new attack patterns and apply updated mitigation techniques. This is especially important for frontline staff like help desk agents and system operators who are often the first to observe unusual behavior. Organizations can also deliver training through interactive formats such as cyber ranges, simulated environments, or incident walkthroughs. These formats are more engaging and realistic than slide decks or lecture-based training. They allow participants to see how their actions affect the response and to practice under conditions that mimic real-world stress and uncertainty. Now let's shift to the second half of today's focus: testing incident response capabilities. Testing is how you know whether your plan works. It's how you validate that people, processes, and tools all come together in a coordinated, effective response. Just like fire drills in a building, incident response testing prepares teams to act quickly and correctly when every second counts. There are two main types of testing: tabletop exercises and simulations. Let's start with tabletop exercises. These are discussion-based sessions where participants walk through a hypothetical incident step by step. They talk through what they would do, what systems they would touch, who they would notify, and what documentation they would complete. Tabletop exercises are low cost, low risk, and easy to organize. They're especially useful for testing communication flows, decision-making, and coordination between teams. A well-run tabletop exercise includes a facilitator who guides the scenario, injects new information as the situation evolves, and prompts participants to explain their actions. The scenario might begin with a malware alert on a file server. The facilitator then introduces a twist. customer data has been accessed. Then another, the attacker has created a backdoor. At each step, the team discusses what they would do next. Let's consider a real-world example. A university runs a tabletop exercise simulating a data breach involving student records. The exercise includes the IT team, the registrar's office, legal counsel, public relations, and senior leadership. As the scenario unfolds, the team uncovers gaps in their communication plan. Legal wasn't looped in early enough, and public relations wasn't prepared with a holding statement. As a result, they revise their response plan, update their escalation policy, and schedule a follow-up exercise. The lessons learned directly improve the school's readiness. The second type of testing is simulation-based. Unlike tabletop exercises, simulations involve actual systems, tools, and sometimes even live traffic. These are more technical, immersive, and hands-on. They test detection capabilities, containment tools, response speed, and even the functionality of automation and alerting systems. Simulations can be run in dedicated testing environments, known as cyber ranges, or in production under controlled conditions. They may be red team exercises, where ethical hackers try to compromise systems, or blue team drills, where defenders react to a scripted threat. Let's take another example. A financial services firm runs a simulated spear phishing attack using a third-party testing platform. Employees receive carefully crafted fake emails that mimic known attack patterns. Those who click are directed to a training module. At the same time, the security team monitors how quickly the alerts are generated, how fast the incident is triaged, and how the containment tools perform. The exercise reveals that one user group doesn't have endpoint monitoring enabled. That gap is immediately fixed. Testing also helps validate your tool chain. During a simulation, you can confirm that logs are generated, alerts are raised, accounts are locked, and playbooks run as expected. You may uncover performance issues, misconfigured alert thresholds, or incomplete detection logic. Finding and fixing those gaps during a test is far better than discovering them during a real incident. Testing should be conducted regularly, at least once or twice per year, and any findings should be documented and followed up on. Each test should result in an after-action report, similar to a real incident. This report should detail what worked, what didn't, and what needs to change in the plan or training program. The best organizations use progressive testing. That means starting with basic tabletop drills, moving to more complex simulations, and eventually combining both in coordinated cross-team exercises. Each test builds confidence, maturity, and trust in the process. To summarize, incident response training and testing are essential for building a prepared, resilient, and capable security team. Training ensures that everyone understands their roles and responsibilities and can act decisively under pressure. Testing validates your tools, workflows, and decision-making processes, revealing weaknesses before attackers do. Together, training and testing transform your incident response plan from a document into a living, working strategy. For the Security Plus exam, expect questions about the role of tabletop exercises, the importance of role-specific training, and the difference between testing formats. You may be asked to recommend a training approach based on an incident history or to identify shortcomings in a testing strategy. Review terms like simulation, after-action report, red team, escalation path, and role alignment. They are all part of effective incident readiness and likely to appear on the exam. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal Cyber Security Plus podcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com. And before you take the test, make sure to check out the practice questions in the book Achieve CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. They cover every domain and are a powerful way to lock in your knowledge.